Welcome everybody. It is moving day once again. 2 weeks done. And hopefully we're not back here anytime soon. I know we're going to be. We're stuck using Encores for a little bit, and really a lot of them, because high season's coming really soon. It's the haunt season already. Spooky season, which means high season just around the corner. I actually paused my 1,000 trails because it's paid off, but you can pause it if it's paid off. And what you're pausing is actually fees, your monthly fees, you know, your dues or whatever it is, the $50 a month dues things that you have. You could bypass those and pause it if you're not using it. And because we're using Steph's, I figured we'd go ahead and pause mine. But with high season coming up, you know, I might be able to book further out than her, so, you know, not illegally playing the system, but we might have to use both accounts come this high season, just because very soon these places are going to get booked up, packed. I have to say, when you're putting these landing legs up, these stabilizers, it's always good to waste the money, man. If you got the money, waste it on a drill. These things are extremely handy to raise and lower those things, because if you're using this, it takes a while. But one issue I'm having is, it's not this one, this is our screwdriver, but at the moment, yeah, I have to use it as a drill because I went cheap on my drill to put that socket on at I think a Harbor Freight or a Walmart. I don't remember where I got it, but yeah, I went generic. I bought one of these when they were on sale for like $19. Figured, oh, it's big, it's gonna be wonderful. And it has a lot less power than you think it does. Not only that, the battery doesn't last. I've had it for a couple months and it's broke already. And the only thing I use it for is letting those up and down. So definitely, if you're gonna get something to do that so you're not sweating like crazy trying to do it by hand, spend the money, get a Milwaukee or something, get a good brand that's gonna last, because that one day you need it, it's gonna fail and you're gonna break out in a torrential downpour across your face. Something else that you should always do, make sure that your chains are locked onto your vehicle. Mine are too short, so I can't crisscross them, but they should be crisscrossed. Make sure everything's connected properly, including the most important thing that I learned from one of my viewers. Always make sure you use this lock, just in case. You don't want this thing bouncing off. These guys wouldn't care, but they don't have to claim it on their insurance. Okay, last thing to go, blocks, and I'll walk around inspection and wait for Steph to get back here, because she just went to Starbucks to get me a coffee, because nothing better on a hot day than a hot black coffee. Growing up, have any of you heard that? The best, like on the football field or something like that, the best thing to do when you're hot is to drink something hot. You drink something hot, it cools you down. I think that's a myth, but a myth, that's it. But it's been something I've been doing my whole life. To cool off, I've been drinking extremely hot stuff. Not spicy stuff, just hot liquidy stuff. Hot caffeinated beverages. And then after that, it's big gulp time. I know the tires on these Live trailers are amazing and great. We've had it for about a year now, and zero wear and tear on this thing so far. These tires that Lives are using, what are these? What is brand is that? I can't read it. Cleverium, something, I don't know. By Kenoda. Wow. Great tread, zero wear, and no air leakage. It's always staying the same. First got it, I was really worried about these lights, these LED strip lights that they put above the electric awning, because it just has little tiny wires there. But yeah, it's been holding up. It's been a year. It's been basically, in about 2 more weeks, we will have lived in this thing for a year, full time. It's crazy. 2 of us, 2 adults in a 17-foot trailer with a dog and a cat. It's been a struggle. But we got it figured out. I work at night, she works at days. We both sleep separate sometimes. But then there's those times we end up working the same shift and we do sleep together, and you know what? It's plenty of room. The only time there's not enough room in this RV or trailer, relaxation time. My bench seat on the other side where I keep my computer, since there's not much storage in here, I use my seat to put stuff, just to toss stuff. She keeps her seat fairly clean. So she usually sits on her seat and I sit on the bed. And I use the countertop of the sink for eating and stuff like that. She uses the table. But so it's, once you got it figured out, you got it figured out. But it would be nice to have a little, you know, get rid of this kitchen table, but then we wouldn't have a place to set stuff. But it would be nice to get rid of the kitchen table and just put 2 recliners in the front. And then maybe use TV trays like we did in the 1970s. Okay, Willie, are you ready to get wild? Are you ready to get wild and pull this trailer? I am. Let's do this. Oh, I thought I wasn't recording. I thought I was paused. Doing my tug test, turning the cameras on, and I'm gonna head up front just due to the fact we're right on time. We're 2 minutes, checking out 2 minutes early, but we're already getting the notifications. You need to get out of here. It's all, you know, we're leaving right on time. It's like, I've never had that happen at one of these resorts before. And, you know, we're members. There's other things too that kind of are strange about these campgrounds like Thousand Trails and Encore Resorts. No one's allowed to stay full-time. You cannot live in these resorts. That's what they say. But I swear, there's people living full-time in them. They just stay here. And I'm not talking about just people that have purchased a mobile home, because even those people are not allowed to stay here year-round. So in the rules, they're allowed to stay 6 months, and then they got to go for 6 months and come back for 6 months and could stay for 6 months at a time. But they stay here. I know they live here. And they do that at Thousand Trails too. There's RVs that have like front porches and everything else all set up all nice and neat. And it's their home. And I mean, we stay in the system year round. We just hop campgrounds back and forth. The same people have not moved. They're always there. For the last 5 years, it's been the same way. But then when we ask, we say, hey, you know, we'd like to get a spot and just stay here. That way we have a home base so we can just get out and work. They go, oh no, it's not allowed. It's against rules. What about all these other people that are doing it? Why is it against the rules for us, but not for them? I mean, I prefer to move because, I mean, we got a trailer. That's what you live nomadic for. You want to travel and do things and see things. But there's other people like Steph. Steph would love to just stay, maybe plant a couple plants, you know, set some bricks up and have it a nice, you know, a nice looking little yard here at the campgrounds. But yeah, it's against the rules, but yet how are some getting away with it and not others? Leave it in the comments below. You know, I can't figure it out. Are they grandfathered in? Maybe that's it. But some of them are brand new, so I don't think they're grandfathered in. These cameras are so perfect. These are this is one of the best inventions, I think, in the last 100 years. Could you imagine back in the day during the horse and wagon days when they're crossing the Oregon Trail, if the wagons had something like this, you'd be able to make sure your wheels back there on whatever your wagon is pulling behind your wagon, you know, is fine. If engines were coming at you, you know, Indians surrounding you, you'd be able to know before everybody else because you could see the Indians coming up on horseback behind your, oh, it would have been a lifesaver. Oh, while I'm waiting for my coffee, I wanted to see something. I wanted to see if this RV, the car, and the trailer could fit in a parking spot. And guess what? It does. I could fit this thing right into a parking spot. This is great. I love live trailers for things just like that. Is there any alligators in here? I don't see nothing. No alligators. But there is an RV parked, or a trailer parked in a car spot. That's crazy. And it's too obvious to be stealth camping, But if there was a way to make this look like a stealth camper, no one would even know. And you wouldn't be taking up any spots. Steph just got here. She's checking out. I just seen her walk in. Somebody else is walking out, but she will be over here any second bringing me my hot Java from Starbucks. And yeah, found out something new today. That's what I'd like to drink, something cold or whatever. I said, grab me an RC Cola, because she got me some key lime pie moon pies, which, by the way, taste just like key lime pie. They're great. I said, grab me RC Cola. Did you know they're extremely hard to find in the United States anymore? A company in the Philippines bought them. RC Colas are now a Philippine soda, and they're sold in the Philippines. So if you want an RC Cola, you can still find them. They don't make them here anymore, but they still sell old ones. So you still may be able to find some old ones that might still be in stock, but eventually they're going to be not sold. You're not going to be able to get them here anymore. So if you find some RC Colas, grab them. Otherwise, you got to fly to the Philippines to get them, which, no big deal. Let's go to Cebu. What's mind-blowing is some of these campgrounds, you wouldn't believe where they are. You would think, man, we're out in the middle of nowhere. But then you just leave the property and kaboom, you're right in the middle of the magic, the city. I mean, there's a Krispy Kreme right next door. Yeah, when I was dreaming of living this lifestyle back in the day, I thought that I would have enough money to just cross the country, go to places like Montana, Arizona, New Mexico, and things like that, and just be able to just travel, make a little bit of money doing gig work, maybe YouTube or something like that, just to continue going. And no, you realize, wait a second, you got bills to pay. To live these adventures, you have to pay for a car. So you got a car payment, you got your car insurance, you got your home, which is what you're pulling, and you got to pay all that stuff off. And when you add it all together, it adds up to a pretty good chunk of change, like probably 10 or 20 years worth of payments, just like if you were buying a house. And to keep that going, you either need to be retired, collect Social Security, and or have some decent money in the bank, or a good nomadic type job, which at the moment we don't have, but we're working on it. But it's a struggle in the modern economy to do what we're doing. So I don't think it's the long-term way to take care of things, but it's the beginning to take care of things. And then eventually, who knows, one day, get out and do that before leaving the country. We'll just, hopefully everything falls into place before I'm 6 feet in the ground, or ashes. I haven't decided yet. So I remember during the pandemic, everybody was jumping into this lifestyle, which made it very hard for us that all have already been living this lifestyle, because people just couldn't afford their homes and stuff anymore. I get it. But after the pandemic, after everybody's got their vaccinations and things were starting to clear up and things started doing good again, something happened this year that kind of is reversing everything again, and people are finding themselves in that situation again, not this time, not due to a virus, but due to the economy. And people are going to be wanting to jump back into this lifestyle again. You know, there was a time where they go, okay, we're getting back in sticks and bricks houses, and we're going to get back to normal life again. And so they started selling off their RVs, and we had a slump in RV sales because there were so many used ones out there. And then it was starting to lighten up a lot. It was lightening up at the campgrounds. We were able to get in fairly simple, but it's starting to change again. So this is my advice to live in this lifestyle after 5 years of full-time living in an RV and 1 year living in a smaller RV. Start young. If you're young, let's say you're in your 20s, 21, 22, go ahead and start getting this stuff. If you're thinking about doing it, you want to be a traveler and you want to just live the RV lifestyle and travel, start early. That way everything gets paid off early. Start in your 20s. By the time you're in your 40s, everything's done. Everything's paid off. You're not going to have any bills. You can just go explore, do whatever. Go skiing in the Rockies. Go backpacking in Colorado and Montana. And check out ancient ruins in New Mexico. You can do all that stuff. If you start at my age, make sure that you have some source of income, because you're going to have those bills. You know, unless you're wealthy. But if you're not, if you're like us, get something cheap like these live trailers. Though these are not cheap if your credit's not good, because it says like 17,000, 23,000, ends up being like 40,000 after it's all said and done. So it comes out to a pretty penny. But get stuff used or have good credit. Go get something like that. And I would just go to Facebook Marketplace and get a used thing, you know. But if you have a little bit of cash and decent credit, go to Live and get something like this. You'll love it. But make sure you got some way to generate revenue, because it's not easy the way we're doing it. One of the benefits, the way we're doing it, is we do have 2 electric vehicles. So we're making money with our cars and not spending gas. So that's one saving grace, you know. But other than that, we are pulling with our car too, our electric car. So that's another thing. We're not spending money on towing for gas. And electricity is so much cheaper. Yeah, it drains a lot of juice towing this thing. But, you know, I'd rather spend $3 to put the juice back in rather than $20, $30, or $40 in gas. So we're saving that way. But it's, I mean, in the long run, on a monthly basis, it is so expensive. Because I have my bills, she has her bills. We don't have combined bills. We're not married. So she has her bills, I have my bills, and my bills are her bills too. But none of her bills are really my bills. I don't know why it worked out that way, but it did. But it's, I don't know if this is the type of life to jump into at any given time in 2025, 2026 or something. We don't know what's going to happen. So it's like, but I know an apartment and a house just isn't in the cards for us unless we move to the Philippines or Thailand or something. Because here in the United States, it has gotten, especially here in Florida, it's gotten so unaffordable. Yeah, I mean, right here, these woods are right beside Disney's Animal Kingdom. That's Disney property right there. There's so many homeless people living out in the jungle right now. So many. You don't see them now, but nighttime, driving here, when they're coming out, because it's cooler, and they can get out and do whatever they do. Yeah, who knows what they do. But whatever they do, it's always at night when it's cooler. They come out of this jungle area, and they're just walking the streets, sleeping on city bus benches. And then this daytime comes up, they go back out there, because here in the state of Florida, it's now illegal to be homeless. So if the cops catch you, you're going to jail because you're homeless. And so they hide out in the forest. And it's just, that's life now. Nobody can afford houses anymore. So we're thankful for what we have, but we're just a little bit away from that same situation. It just, you know, if Uber, DoorDash, Walmart, Spark, and all those go belly up, we're in that situation. I mean, I'm not going to let it get to that, because I'll just go back to truck driving. But we're right there. Any medical emergency, anything like that, oh, we're screwed. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to do something like this, just be prepared. Be more prepared than we were. We had dreams and thoughts about how everything was going to go. And actually, the only thing that became reality was we started living together in a small trailer. And that was one thing, that was one of our dreams and thoughts. That's the only thing that came true. Everything else has been a struggle. So my thought is, don't struggle. I mean, it's okay to struggle a little bit, but be a little bit more prepared than we were. And that's my advice. Be more prepared. Don't just say, let's sell everything off, jump into this lifestyle. Really have a game plan. So we're a little bit early heading over to the campground, so we figured we'd stage here in the Walmart parking lot, and it looks like we're not the only ones that are just chilling. It is a game. This whole thing is a game, which is kind of fun for me. For Steph, she's not happy with it. I think she's almost over it. And I think she wants to eventually either find a place just to settle down in the RV, a nice campground to be able to do what some of these people are doing, just staying for a season or year round. But in my mind, I mean, I get what she wants to do it. She's just, because we can work in one area and just focus on our income and building it up so we can get the heck out of here and move to the Philippines. But it's kind of, it's me in my head, since we're here in the United States at the moment. It's like, we have the vehicles, we have a camper. Before I leave, I would really love to go explore the country, not in a tractor trailer like this Walmart truck right here, which is my job, my normal job that I don't do at the moment. But to see it by car, to see it by RV, to see it by trailer, you know, see the little towns and see those mountains and drive up to them, find the gold mines and the silver mines and explore all the stuff you think of when you're a kid. And check out the little rivers, look at the volcanoes, just see the sights. That's what I want to do before I leave. And I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. I got like 18 more months and I could start collecting my Social Security. And by then, if I'm not in the ground, it's time to leave the country. So I got, like, in the next 18 months, I would love to do a nice road trip. I just don't see it. I don't see YouTube being able to pay that bill. And when we're traveling around, I don't know if you're allowed to do gig work in other states. Like the gig work that we do here, the Uber, the Lyft, the DoorDash, the catering. If we could just like go to Atlanta and do it for a week, and then go to Nashville, do it for a week, and go to Metropolis and do it for a week, go to Minnesota and do it for a week. I don't know if you're allowed to leave because you're registered in one state to do it. I don't know if you're allowed to just do a long road trip and make money while you're doing it. If we could, that'd be amazing. But also, it would be hard to travel, survive, and still cover the payments, because you're out having fun, enjoying life, and working. But you still got two car payments, car insurance, the live trailer, phone bill, and stuff like that. So you still got to be able to cover those bills. So I don't know if it's going to happen. So this may be our life until we move, just staying here locally in Orlando. But we'll see. It's not the end of the world for me. I still enjoy it. Campground hopping every 21 days. It's cool. I'm fine with it. But I would like to get out there and see the world a little bit in the RV. I really admire those of you that are doing it now. It's just, I never prepared for it. I just thought it would just magically happen. But things just don't happen magically. It'd be cool if they did. It still blows me how well the Tesla pulls a trailer. I mean, it does such a good job. I don't even know what's back there. I mean, if it was an Airstream or something like that, I might notice. I don't even know if I would notice with that. But the live trailers, they're just so perfect to pull with a car. It just blows me away. You know, sometimes I get a little bit depressed thinking about what are we going to do next? How are we going to make the money to continue on another month? When I was truck driving, no big deal. Plenty of money out there. I was making plenty of money. This lifestyle was easy peasy. But when you're relying on yourself to do it, it's a struggle, and you're waiting, you know, you're living week to week sometimes, and you're wondering how you're going to continue going. And then it's things like this, when you realize the stuff that you did set up and prepped for by getting the proper car, the proper trailer, and everything else, it does ease your mind a little bit. It doesn't really take away from the bills that you have to pay to cover for this stuff, but it does make the life a lot easier. So equipment, your home, your vehicle, and stuff like that, make sure you do the right thing. I wish we got a little bit bigger trailer, knowing that how well the car could pull something like this. I wish we would have got the next size up live trailer, the bunkhouse. That's one regret. So really do your research, but make sure you get the right equipment. It will kind of ease some of your worries and pressures. Oh wow, was expecting a long line of vehicles here staging, getting ready to check in, but nope. It looks like, let's let Steph pass us here. Come on around us, girl. So she could check in front of me because she's got the car. Yeah, I thought the line was going to be a lot longer. Today may not be a bad moving day. That's another thing. Having a place to stay. Really do your research. We prefer Thousand Trails and Encore Resorts. So look, we got in early to where I have a lifetime membership. She has a lifetime membership. You can't use both at the same time. So mine, I paused mine. It's paid off. I paused it. That's the one thing I did before I began this lifestyle is I paid off my Thousand Trails membership. So I paid $6,000, came out to like $9,000 total, but I got the rest of my life. I could just stay at every Thousand Trails in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So it's it makes sure you have a place to park and travel to. That's very important. You don't want to always be living out in the middle of the forest somewhere, or parking lots like Walmart and stuff like that. You want to have a place where you can stay for, where you can plant your roots for at least 20 days, 21 days, you know. They don't sell these packages anymore. I will be selling mine if anybody is interested, because we really can't use two. Though two, if you do have two in a household, it does become a little bit easier during high season. She can book further out than I can with her package, so we're going to keep hers. But sometimes she's all booked out, and we may need another campground somewhere, and I could book one with mine. If she can't get in, I got one, you know, so we could do that. But is it necessary to have two? No. But always know where you want to live this lifestyle. Make sure you have a place. And if you could find somewhere that has lifetime memberships like Thousand Trails used to, I mean, they still have them. You just have to buy them used, like from me, because I'm allowed to sell mine, or I'm allowed to gift it when I pass away. I can will it to one of my children or a friend or something. So that's the reason I'm holding on to it. But it's like, it was one of the best investments that I ever made myself without Steph before she moved down here. Knowing that when I park my truck, I could just get in my RV and go straight to a campground, and it's totally free. It doesn't cost anything, because I'm already, you know, my memberships. Well, my membership back then wasn't paid off. I was still making payments every month, but I paid it off like last year. But it was like, it's one of the best investments you can make, because you got to have a place to go to. So cheap RV, I suggest Live. They're very light and you can tow them with a car. And some sort of campground membership. Get those before you even attempt anything like this, and it'll make your life a lot better. But even with my package, it was $6,000. Then you own it for life. I mean, if I had an apartment, just a few months would be $6,000, and I'd be paying that every, you know, as long as I live in an apartment, and then move apartments or something. You're paying for the rest. You're paying constantly, and you don't own anything. At least something like this, you actually own a deed. You own it, and it was such a good deal. I mean, here we have everything from tennis courts to swimming pools to putt-putt golf to fishing, kayaking. You get so much for your money. This is, I highly suggest purchasing a used Thousand Trails membership. If you go online, a lot of people complain about them. I'm not one of those people. If it wasn't for Thousand Trails, this life, at least the way we do it, would be impossible. Steph brought up a few good points about this lifestyle that she is not happy with. She says she loves it for the most part, but she did bring up a good point. Like, we live in this thing. Anything happens to it, it has to go to the shop to get repaired. We're without a home while it's in the shop getting repaired. That's something else you got to think about. That's the one thing she really is not happy with about this. Other than that, I guess she's pretty happy. We just discussed it. It's not a bad life choice, especially living here in the United States. It's actually okay, Annie, if there's copyright, because this channel isn't monetized yet for some reason. Hey, it's looking good. We got a good spot today. I don't think we've ever stayed in this spot before. But this is it. Our car's pulled everything because our trailer is so light. It looks bigger than it actually is. And we got a nice look at it. Steph is doing a great job here. Pooper's extremely happy out on the ground. Cat is out exploring somewhere. Is she under here? Oh, she is. There she is. She's under our tire just chilling. Yeah, do I want another life? Yeah, I ever since going to the Philippines, definitely want to move over there. Excited about it. But while here in the United States, I can't think of a better life than what we're living now. And Steph still has her gardening stuff. We just put it on the table. Today's video, it's just my suggestions of what to do if you want to live this lifestyle. Just prepare yourself. It's a lot different than the standard American dream that they taught us is what was possible here in the United States when we were children. That dream no longer exists. Well, it exists for a lucky few. Some people's American dreams are different than others. While we're still stuck in this country, this is our dream. And it's obtainable. It's just a lot of work. Prepare. Peace, everybody. So Steph, actually, we're having tomatoes the other night, and she took some seeds out of it and planted it in here. And look at, we got baby tomatoes.
They were those black tomatoes.
Black tomatoes.
Black tomatoes from, I think they were from Trader Joe's.
Child abuse going on down there. Yeah, so you can start a garden on the road.